everyone. Welcome to the Disney Diva Dash kickoff. I'm so excited. We've been, kind of gearing up for this for a long time, and I see a whole lot of new faces. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you're here, and we do want to meet you. But we have, of course, this whole next 6 weeks is really set up for the purpose of helping you all build your business so that you can not only earn the Disney dream trip to Disney World with your family, but also, obviously, to do that, you have to make designer, right? So you're wanting to do that and build your business so that you've got a solid, strong business, right? Isn't that what everybody wants? Is that what you want?
Yes.
Yeah, and so I really want to encourage you, because this, if you will put your all into this, you will get a lot out of it. And I hope that as your team leader invited you to join them to be in this Disney Diva Dash for the next 6 weeks, that they explain to you that this is going to be a program that really is encouraging. It's going to be motivational, inspirational. It'll be very encouraging, and it will help you start doing the right things to build your momentum. If you're already a leader, a designer, or a diamond, obviously to earn this trip, you've got to have enough commission volume or CV to do it, right? And so that's going to include sponsoring and retail and all that. And if you're not a designer or a diamond, then you need to make that next step to be able to get there. But regardless, I just want to encourage all of you, regardless, if you will put your all into this, you will see great positive things. I remember we did the three-legged race, which was a very similar program a few months ago. And honestly, how many of you were involved in that? Okay. For the ones that focused and stayed with it and kept going, great things happened, right? Did you see? Now, if you don't put your effort into this, it'll be like anything else, right? But if you will focus and really give it your all, I believe you're going to see awesome, awesome things happen. So we're going to just focus for a moment. I did want to refresh your memory. Did you see the email? Okay, one thing that I've noticed is everybody doesn't read their emails. Okay, so if you're a team leader, how many of you got the email about listening to the, conference call? Okay, I'm not going to ask for a show of hands how many team leaders have not heard the conference call. Michelle's like, I did it. But I really want to encourage you, if you did not see that email, please go to your emails, find out what the number is, listen to that conference call immediately, because that is going to set you up for exactly what you need to be doing with your team, okay? There are a couple things when you're involved in this kind of program. I really would love, we're going to be basically running everything through Facebook. How many of you are more likely to look at Facebook than you are emails? Half of you. Okay, here's the deal. You're in this for 6 weeks. You can do anything for 6 weeks, right? Okay, so will you commit, please, check your email at least every other day, okay? And check your Facebook message every day. You're going to be in a Facebook group, because you'll be hearing important announcements and important things, okay? And that'll really help. But how many of you got the email on what all is going to be going on in this Disney trip? Oh my gosh, it's going to be incredible. For those of you who don't know, we've stayed at the Dolphin, the Westin Dolphin Hotel in Orlando at the Disney World. It is a resort. It's fabulous, and it's very expensive, so the stay there will be outstanding. That will be so much fun, and they have those sleep dream beds that just, oh my gosh, it's just the best. But also, they have scheduled for us, there's a big kickoff dinner and training that first night, and then the next 2 days are completely free. And every morning, Premier's just going to buy your breakfast. You get to go to breakfast at one of the restaurants there, and they're going to buy your breakfast. And then the Saturday night, there's another big dinner. Also, we get to go to Hollywood Studios with a section of the park reserved just for us. It's going to be an incredible, incredible time. So it is going to be worth it, and I believe we can all do it. Do you believe it? Yes. I do. So I want to introduce you all real quickly to our teams, and our guys are here. First of all, I want to, if you're a man, would you please stand up and let us know? We have lots of guys that are here for the first time, and you can tell who they are because they've been hiding in that room. Back over there, they're like, what have I gotten myself into? And there's some upstairs hiding. Yeah, but we're excited that you made it. At least you're here hiding. So that's okay, but in just a couple minutes, you're going to be going upstairs with David, my husband. Have you met all the guys, David?
Yes, I have.
Okay, great. And we have upstairs, down that hallway, is a game room. And all the guys in just a couple minutes are going to go up there and talk about guy things. Whatever that is. Okay, I want to introduce the teams, and when I call your team, if the three of you will stand up and let us meet who you are. There are a few people that are not here. We have some people that are out of town. I mean, they live out of town, so they're getting this via videotape, and then they'll be working with the Facebook. But the first team on our list, 101 Diamonds. Kelly Jovain is the team captain, and Shannon Hall and Jennifer Mick. They're not here. Okay, so they're not here. But that's our first team. And okay, get this name. This next name is, and in first place. I love that. Jennifer Henry, where are you? Yes. Angela Weinhardt and Denise, is it Karen? Charon. Okay, I love that. And in first place. Okay, next team, Beauty and the Bling, Diana Boyette. Suzanne Bartholomew and Gisela Lupton. Awesome. Okay, Bling It On is Lucy Hernandez, Sandra Holly, and Jerry Gandinko. Blinging and Dreaming, Yolanda Alleman, Elia Gonzalez, and Christina Levitt. Okay, we have the Daffy Duck Diamonds, and that is me, and Sybil LaCour, and Lisa Clazel. Okay, Disney Dazzlers, Kathy Hathaway, Andrea Tarver, and Galen Brown. Disney Dream Divas, Annette Thomas, Donita Frazier, and Cheryl Horvath. Disney Dreamers, Jessica Stevens, she's from Missouri, Lori,
I'll cheer for her, she's my girl.
And Trish Spears, right there. Okay, Disney Tinkerbells, Clarice McClarty, Jessica Rosette, where's Jessica? She's here, and Amanda White. Okay. I love this. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Susan King, who's just moved to Austin. Linda King and Debbie Durbin. That's a great name. Magical Divas. Mandy Rangel. Where's Mandy?
I'm over here.
Where you at, girl? Where you at? We got this. Carol Ross and Sonia Hernandez. Yay. Okay. This is a great name. Move Over Minnie. Sharon McReynolds, Becky Van Tiger, in Louisiana, and Rachel Hines.
Yeah, they're out of town.
They're out of town. Okay, Razzmatazz, Allie Ford, and Laura Weatherly. Yay! Okay, Reigning Gems from out of town, Jane Lucas, Kelly Rose, and Mary Donette. Okay, they are from Oregon. Okay. Sparkling Beauties, Becky Knesset, Brooke Garner, and Lori Reyes. Sweet Sparkle of Mine, Rosie Stoner, Jamie Kokian, and Christy Swain. I'm sure I'm botching these For those of you on videotape, forgive me. I'm sorry. Okay, the next is the Cinderellas. Jessica Munson, Mary Carmen Ramirez, Donna Town, and Kathy Brewer. This is great. The Incrediblings. Missy Glass, Carrie Etheridge, and Laura Starr. Y'all stand up. It's your one moment. Okay. The Magic Blingdom Divas. Kim Meredith, Sarah Spurlock, and Liz Paschal. The Rising Stars, Melissa Brandon, Heather Gerhardt, and Sue Bates. And Tink's Troop, Deborah Rayleigh, Rose Schaefer, and Lauren. So, welcome everybody, and the dash is on. Okay. Now, if for all of you guys, if you want to go, now's the time. You can go ahead and go upstairs. We just thank you for being with us. And I don't think we need to take chairs, right?
I don't think so. We're supposed to be watching the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, they're watching Monday Night Football. Really, they're not. But they're actually doing training up there, so it'll be awesome. So thank you guys for coming. Have fun up there. If you need to take food on your way, feel free. Okay. Okay, guys. I just want to quickly, before we go into our training, I just want to quickly review how this is going to work, because I want to be sure to answer any questions you have before, as we get rolling. And all of you should have received an information sheet about it. Who did not receive this? Anybody?
In the mail or
via email? You should have received.
I don't think I got that.
This is exactly how it starts. Okay.
This was send it.
This has been sent out. First of all, this went to all the leaders, telling you how it was going to work.
Okay.
Exactly how it was going to work. And then it just recently went out about a week or two ago, right? To every participant in this. And so if you did not get it, go back again and check your emails and see if it's there. And truly, no kidding, you really, really need to read it, because it goes through exactly what's going on. And if you don't read it, it'll be a little bit obscure. But basically, every team has a leader on it. Either a builder, designer, or diamond is leading a team of two other girls. And they can be either jewelers or builders. Okay? And basically, each team is going to be working together as a team. And all it is, in 6 weeks, you have 3 2-week challenges. Okay? So at the end of tonight, we're going to give the first challenge that you get 2 whole weeks to do. Okay? And so you're going to be doing some things on your own, some things with your team. But if you live out of town from your team leader, you need to have GChat or Skype or something like that to be able to do it. Every Monday morning, we're going to have an awesome Monday morning motivational call. For those of you who were in the 3-legged race, didn't you love those?
Yes.
I mean, really, they're fabulous. And they don't start right away, because this counts for the first one, because we're going to have training tonight and kick things off. And next Monday, we don't have it, because the next week's motivation is going to be Joni Brummel next Friday. So it's a week from this coming Friday. Joni Brummel, who's going to be here for our roundup, and her 2 daughters, who's a 3-diamond and a 2-diamond, they're going to be here, and we're going to have a potluck, and Joni's going to train for us. And for those of you who've never heard her, how many of you have not heard her? I'm just telling you, you absolutely do not want to miss being here. She is, truly, she's one of the very, very, very best in Premier. She's just incredible. She's an amazing woman with an incredible story. She is so dynamic, and I just love her to death, and she's my granddaughter. But so that kind of counts. So next Monday, no call. Then we have roundup. So you're going to have a wonderful little 3 days of training. But that following Monday, guess who's doing our first Motivational Monday call? Elizabeth Draper. So that's Monday, September 10th is Elizabeth Draper. That's the Monday after roundup. And how many of you work a full-time job? Okay. How many of you can be on the calls on Monday? Monday morning. It's at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock a.m. They're going to be about 30 minutes. I just want to ask a favor of you. You know, for those of you who work, the calls will be recorded, and you can call in later and hear it. But it's really hard to be a guest speaker on a conference call when there's nobody on it. So if you can be on that call at all, please do everything you can to be on that call, because it really will make all the difference. It's so hard to be talking, and then they say, okay, let's open up for questions. It's like, is anybody there? So that would be super. September 17th is four-diamond designer Amy Jo Basil. She is a great speaker, and she is an awesome retailer and an awesome sponsor. She's tops in our shows, our sponsoring, and our retail almost every single year in our whole download. She's one of the tops, so she'll be fabulous. September 24th is Melissa Terrell, and October 1st, the last motivational call is Randy Draper. So we have really great speakers, and then our final call is Monday, October 8th, and that's where we're going to announce all the winners. Okay, so how do we win? Basically, you all know you put in $15 or $30 if you're a team captain, and so each team put in $60. If you still owe your team captain money, it's a good idea to pay them, unless they paid it for you. But that's all going into a pot, and the pot is $1,300, and so the team, every single week, you're going to be just working to consistently build your business. We're going to be tracking every single week how many shows you do, how many one-on-ones or opportunity presentations you give, and how many people you sponsor for that week. So I hope that you're going to be working hard to build consistency into your business so that you have something every single week that you're working toward. If something happens and you miss a week, you still need to call your team leader every week and turn in those stats, okay? Because regardless, they have to, the team leader by 6 o'clock p.m. on Sunday evening. By 6 o'clock p.m., every team leader needs to get their team stats into me and Lucy by 6 o'clock that evening. Okay? So it's really important. If y'all could really help us out and be really responsible and do that, that makes a difference, because you know your team leader doesn't need to be tracking people down and so forth and so on. That will make a big difference. But you want to basically do as many shows, as many opportunity presentations, and sponsor as many people as you can. Don't worry if you're doing everything right and you're not sponsoring or whatever. Don't let it get to you. Just keep on going, because you're building people into your pipeline and you're building momentum, and it's still, you're building positive habits in your business. And so you could be doing all sorts of stuff and not even seeing lots of results. But if you stay with it, you could end up doing all sorts of things after it's over. And you might sponsor 5 people after it's over from people you talk to while we're in it. Okay, so that really does make a difference. And at the end, the team that does the most jewelry shows together, the team that does the most shows is going to get $650. Okay, that with the remaining half of the pot, I believe it's $450. I actually had it down and left it on. So sorry. Hold on just a second. Maybe it's here and I don't. Yeah, sorry about that. It's about $450 or so is going to go to the team that sponsors the most people, and the team that shares the business the most gets like $220 or something like
I
that.
think it was 3 something. I remember from the call.
Yeah,
It was something like that.
you know what? I'll go up and get it before we leave
I
when
remember right.
somebody else is speaking, and I'll go up and get it and give you the final amount. So I apologize for that. But the other thing that's real important is during the 2 weeks, during each 2-week challenge, the only way that your team gets credit for the challenge is if all 3 of you do it. Okay? So it's super important that you follow through with what you're doing. They're not going to be hard. This first set of challenge has a little bit more than all the rest of them are going to have. And that's only because we got to get everybody up to speed to be ready to do well. But they're not going to be hard. You can do all of them. But if 2 people on your team do the challenge and the other one doesn't, then your team doesn't get credit for the challenge. Now, the 2 people that did the challenge, though, how do they benefit? They're going to benefit because they did the challenge, and it's going to help them, right? So have the mindset, no matter what, I'm going to do what the challenge is. Becky, she and Kendra were on a team last year with another gal who literally, she did like one thing and she stopped. Okay? I hope that not one person in here does. I hope you just keep on going. But they just said, you know what? We're going to work hard anyway. And guess what? They won. How much money did you win?
I think we still split it with her. It was like 200 something a piece.
Yeah, $600 something dollars.
And we
Because
both sponsored 3 people in 3 weeks.
they share the business the most times of any other team just between the 2 of them. And they each sponsored 3 people. And yeah, and that was why that Kendra made designer during that time. So you can see it'll be great. But every 2 weeks, every team that completes the challenge goes into a drawing, and we're going to do a cash drawing on the call. So and your team will win cash. So does anybody have any questions about any of the details of that? Because I want to make sure everybody's clear. Training shows count for a show. Okay, so if you do a training show, you get to count it. Any other questions about that?
You want to explain how OCs work? Like if it's a group OP and a couples one and...
Okay, yes. Opportunity presentation. This is really important. Okay, if you are a team leader, for example, and you have people on your team that ask you to come and share the business for their team, the people that get credit for, well, your whole team's going to get credit for it anyway, but the person that gets credit for that opportunity presentation is the person that brought the guest, the prospect, okay? So sharing, what I'm saying is you don't get credit also, you know, for sharing with that person. You have to actually, it has to be your guest to get credit for the OP. Yes?
But what if they're not on your team? Like if it's somebody else in your downline?
No, it has to be your guest.
It has to be your guest.
It has to be your guest. So if you have somebody else in your downline that is, that's a great thing to do, and you want to do that for people in your downline, but you've got to get credit on your team. It's got to be your guest.
So if you take a guest to a bracelet night,
Yes,
that
also counts. You can get credit for an opportunity presentation when you take a guest to bracelet night, or you take a guest to one of the Terrell's OPs. If you bring guests to the roundup and they hear the marketing plan, they have to hear the marketing plan.
What about the conference calls?
The conference calls count. The Terrells have a conference call on every other Wednesday. So do the Drapers. And if you get them to listen to the full call, because they will hear the entire marketing plan, that will count for an opportunity presentation. Okay? Yes.
What those calls?
Those calls are, the Drapers is every Saturday morning. I believe it's at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
And the Terrells is every Wednesday, every other Wednesday at 9.
First and third Wednesday.
First and third Wednesday, sorry. You don't want to get credit for sharing with other people in your downline, because I would probably win. Because I could count all the people that come to my bracelet night and all the people that bring people over here to do OPs and all that kind of stuff, which I do all the time. So you don't want that to be. So, but it's still a great thing to do that.
And you do have to follow up too, right, Julie?
Okay, what counts for an OP? Thank you, Michelle. Basically, sharing for 10 minutes at the end of a show does not count for an OP. It has to be a full-blown, at least 30 minutes, going through the complete marketing plan. You know, how much it costs, all the details, everything involved. If you have a husband and wife together, it counts as one. But that's a fabulous thing to do, is to have the husband there if he can be. Okay? So, that's good. Michelle, what did you ask? Did I answer that?
About the follow-up, like on the conference call.
Yes, and it also, for it to count truly, they have to hear it and you have to follow up. Because it's completely useless if you share the marketing plan and you don't follow up. Okay, so you have to follow up. Now, I will tell you this. If you get somebody to hear the marketing plan, you bring them to an OP, they come, they hear it all, and you legitimately try multiple times to call them, to talk with them, and you've worked hard at it, and you cannot get them and they will not call you back, you can count that. I think you should get credit for that because you're doing your best to follow up. Okay? But if you just blow it off and don't call them, it doesn't count. Okay? Any other questions like
Would
that?
that be if they said that they listened to it? Or, I mean, just because you throw an invitation out there, that would be kind of like throwing it out for someone to get here.
Yeah, no. They have to, especially on the conference calls,
If they listen to it.
if you have to follow up and actually talk with them and hear that they've done it and answer their questions. You can tell if they've listened to it or not.
Right.
Because, by the way, for both the Terrells and the Drapers conference call OPs, there is a sheet that they have to fill out while they're listening to it. And back to your question, if you'll go to our website and go to the calendar section, and it will show you exactly when those calls are, and the call-in numbers are there. And the Terrells have a number that you can listen to that's already pre-recorded. It's kind of great. I think it's great if they can hear a live call, but if they can't and it doesn't work out time-wise, they can listen to the pre-recorded one. But they need to you need to send them that sheet, which is, you'll see, it's all on our website exactly how to do it. Okay, great questions. Any other questions? Okay, then we are going to just share what I think are some really important things for not only, for not only success in the next 6 weeks, so that you can do well in this Disney contest and really build your business. But I believe that the things that we're going to talk about are going to help you be successful overall to build a great premier business. Because that's what we want, right? I mean, I hope that you're here because you really do want to win the Disney trip and you want to make designer. But more than anything, I hope you want to build a great premier business. Because if you're always just waiting for one little thing, for the next contest and this, you'll never have a solid, strong business. You want to build a consistent, solid, strong business. And I believe a lot of the things that we're going to talk about tonight will also help you no matter what you're doing in your life. Okay? Because there are certain key things. I believe there are certain key attitudes and beliefs and actions that are going to absolutely impact and determine your success in this contest, in Premier overall, and even in life. So I hope you have pen and paper ready. If you don't, find the back of one of your handouts. Does everybody have a handout before we get started? If you don't, there's a whole set of handouts right up here, up there on the bar area behind Kelly and Sharon and Liz. And just get one of each sheet, and then I will just, refer. While they're doing that, let me just say, for those of you who are watching on videotape, hello! We're excited that you're with us too. All of these documents are going to be on Facebook uploaded to Facebook tomorrow morning. And for those of you who have team members out of town, this is going to be up on our website to watch under training videos by tomorrow night.
What's the Facebook?
It's called the Disney Diva Dash, and it's a private Facebook group.
Okay.
And Lucy has already added most all of your names, unless you haven't friended us yet. And then we might not have your name on it. But you can go on and you should be able to check. I'm going to try to send you a message tonight with a couple of documents, and then tomorrow Lucy's going to send the rest of the documents. And then, oh, yay, I forgot to tell you this. One of the things that is really terrific about this group is this Facebook group. Because when we did the three-legged race, I had never done, run a contest where we're inputting things on Facebook. But I loved it because it was so encouraging to people. So we want you to go on there, and it is all positive. It is not the time to get on there and tell about your greatest woes in life. We will gladly talk with you about that and empathize and help any way we can, but not on Facebook. And so keep positive, be an encourager, just really cheer each other on, because it is so helpful and so inspiring and motivational. So I want you to feel free. People were taking pictures of themselves with contracts, and first contract, putting them up on there. So that's really great. Okay, so get your papers ready, because I believe the first thing that you got to do is you need to dream. I have a question. Do you really have a dream? I mean, do you really have a dream? I want you to ask yourself, am I going through the motions for this Disney Diva Dash? Am I going through the motions because I really, really want to achieve this, or because somebody asked me to be a part of this? And I thought, well, it sounds kind of good. I think I'll try it. Okay? Because one way or the other is going to determine your success. I believe for you to be able to really accomplish much of anything in Premier, certainly in life, is that dream's got to be your own. It's got to be your dream, because nobody can have a dream for you. It's got to come from within. And, to be truly successful, I think that is just one of the most foundational elements about it. I want to read you a quick excerpt from a book called Dreams Are Whispers from the Soul, Finding Your Purpose and Passion in Life by Marcia Wieder. I'm not sure how she pronounces it. But listen to what she says. She's an expert on how to help how you dream make you better and more successful in life. Are you in need of a new dream? A critical step in getting what you want is figuring out what it is, and sometimes that's the hardest step. Many don't know what their dreams are, or having been disappointed in the past, may be afraid to dream again. How many, that happens, doesn't it? Life without dreams is no life at all. When our existence gets reduced to a list of problems to solve or things to check off, passion dries up. Imagine a different list, one comprised of projects and activities that are the expression of your heart and soul. Reconnect to what makes you happy. Do you know what that is? If someone tells me I don't have any dreams, I offer back, it sounds like your dream is to have a dream. In a heartbeat, they move from having a problem to solve to getting into action on something they want, a dream. It's more powerful to move toward what you want than to move away from something you want to get rid of. Not all dreams must be huge or designed to save the world. Your dream to spend more quality time with your family or to be paid well for doing work you love is just as important. If your dream matters to you, then it is precious and worthy of pursuit. Isn't that good? Mm-hmm. And so I want to challenge you, do you really, really have a dream? When I came into Premier, my dream, that was over 20 years ago. And, you know, I was in that mode of working like crazy and doing a million things. And we had a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and David had switched careers and was commission only, and I was a crazy person. I was so busy. That was my life. But I had a dream, and David had a dream to put our kids through private Christian school. And we had a 4-year-old daughter who was really close. And there was no way it was going to happen based on what was happening financially in our family at that time. That was my dream. And and my dream was also to be able to fully stay home with my kids and have my own business that I could work on from home. That was really a dream. So guess what? When I started in Premier, I'm not kidding, guys, I was so busy all the time, but that dream drove me. I mean, I remember soon after I got into Premier, I can still remember in the Terrell's house out in Katy, walking up to Greg saying, okay, now, what does it take to get to 4 Diamond? You know, and he's just like, I mean, because, but, you know, most people aren't thinking that way, but I'm thinking, I want our kids to go, you know, through. So that drove us and drove me to continue to pursue it. And I had no thoughts of failure whatsoever. Never entered my mind because I was driven by that dream. And it was the most awesome thing because we put 3 children, $8,000 a year per child to send them to that school. We put basically 3 kids through college before they got to high school. I mean, really. And now we're putting 3 kids through college again, and we have 2 there right now, a senior and a freshman. And they get to leave with no college debt. And they're, you know, it's just the greatest blessing. It's been awesome. But it's because we pursued that dream. So I want everybody, this is not a weird thing. So close your eyes. We're not in a cult. But close your eyes, and I want you to listen to this. It's called the sliding, don't start weird noises. Okay, it's called the sliding glass door. Imagine that you're standing with your nose pressed against a glass door, so close to it that your breath is steaming up the glass. As you wipe away the steam, you see an ideal place on the other side of the glass. You see your dream. Feel your feet standing on the floor on your side of the glass door, the other side of your dream. You're standing in the where I am now, where you live with everything that's happening in your life, including your attitudes and beliefs. Looking through the glass door, you see the beauty on the other side. Is this where you want to be? Grasp the handle and slide the door open. A gentle, warm breeze comes wafting in, and there's a delicious smell in the air. As you gaze around, you see everything on the other side that you want, everything that's in your dream, and everything you're committed to having. Your family is there too, your friends, your dream home, your dream life. All the elements of your dream are there, right on the other side of the threshold. Notice where you are versus where you want to be. All you need to do to get to the other side is make the choice and step across. Ask yourself, is this what I want? Will I commit to this? If the answer is yes, lift your foot and step through. And I hope that each of us step through that door, and that part of your dream includes Premier. And whether it's the Disney trip or not, I hope that part of it is Premier. So, number 1, you need to dream. Number 2, you need to believe in your dream and that you can do it and be totally sold yourself. Here's the deal. You've got to believe that your dream really does matter. I absolutely believed that it mattered based on where we lived and what we were doing and everything going on in our lives, it mattered to us that our children were getting that foundation in school. It mattered to us. Now that may not be your dream, but your dream matters to you. It has to matter. You've got to believe that it's important, and you've got to believe that you can really do it. How many of you really do believe you can do it? Because if you don't, I'm telling you, if you don't believe you can do it, you won't. It's that whole thing, you know, how does that go? If you're yes, you're either, oh brother. That's why I can never tell a joke, because I can never remember the punchline. You know, decide yes, yes, or decide no, no. Either way, you're right, but that's completely wrong. Do you know what that is? Does anybody remember?
I don't.
I'm so sorry. But seriously, if you believe you're going to do it, you will. If you believe you're not going to do it, you won't. Either way, you're right. Okay, so that really is crucial. Secondly, believe in Premier and in what you do, and that it's a good thing for people. I really encourage you to evaluate what you really do believe about Premier. Because if you really don't see, and if you really don't believe that it's a good thing for people, you're not going to share it, you're not going to stay at it, you're not going to really care enough to want to keep building it. But if you see what I see, if you see what a lot of women in this room see, because I know people in here that really believe it, ladies, I have seen lives transformed because of, you know, being in this company and what God has done through it. People that, you know, literally have, I'm sorry. I know it's a great thing for people, and that's why I'll share with anybody, because they can say no. It's okay. They don't have to join me in Premier, but I believe if they do, good things can happen. Does it happen every time with everybody? No, because some people you'll sponsor don't want to listen to anything you say, and they don't want to do, they don't want to be teachable, and that is their choice. But I'm going to choose to invite them because I believe it's a good thing for people. I've seen people keep their homes. I know that it was a great thing for us. Oh my gosh, I never thought I would do this. But I know that it changed our lives. And I know that God provided an incredible purpose for me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I never knew that this would be what I'd do in my life. I didn't even like jewelry, for heaven's sakes. But I figured out pretty fast that it's not about jewelry. You know, I mean, thank you. The jewelry's fun, but it's not about jewelry. It's about enriching lives. And you know what? Here's the deal. Even 20 years later, if you will see that it's about enriching lives and really serving others, then even when you go to your 5,000th home show and you are tired, you can take your eyes off yourself and you can see that there's somebody there that's hurting. That happened to me at my last show. You know, just because I opened up and I said, would y'all say something you really love about this hostess? By the time it got around to the hostess, she was in tears. I mean, she said, I'd had the worst week of my life. I didn't know y'all felt that way. You know, it just totally lifted her. And so it's all those things I believe can be a good thing. Okay, I'm a little passionate. You've got to see.
That's a good thing.
You've got to see, you know what, if you really want to be successful in Premier, honestly, you have to see the big picture. It is not about the next show you go to. It's not about the next person you talk to about Premier. I see so many women who literally walk around in their Premier business like this. It's like, oh my gosh, I talked to 3 people, nobody signed up, I guess it's not for me. You know? Or, oh my gosh, I had a $100 show, I guess I can't be good, I'm not doing anything else. It is, you got to see the big picture. Literally, if you see the big picture and you know this is a great thing for people, it's like I go, I'll have a $100 show and I'm like, okay, it's over, let's go. What's next? That's how you want to be thinking in this business. And also, you've got to believe that it is a great business financially for people. I want you to pick up the handout on potential income in Premier Designs. This is based on real numbers, real figures. This is totally achievable, believable. It's exactly the way it is. And notice it says these figures are based on numbers of shows and numbers of people that you have that are active in your organization. And when you say active, that means they're doing at least a show or so a month, okay? They're doing something. But basically, look what somebody can do with a premier business. They can have a full-time job, they can have children at home, and if they did 1 show a week, they make about $10,000 a year. And that's just with an average net profit of $200. How many of you have a higher than $200 average net profit? Okay, look at all the people in this room. You know, you can get better and better at Premier, and that even with an average, that's $10,000 a year. For heaven's sakes, how many of you can use $10,000 extra a year? That is a good thing. 2 shows a week, $20,000 a year. 3 shows a week, $30,000 a year. Look what happens when you have 50 active people in your Premier family. That's an extra $30,000 a year. 50 people that are doing, and you do 1 home show a week, you have 50 people in your group that are active, that's $40,000. If you have 200 people in your group, that's $120,000 a year, plus whatever else you do with your own shows. Look at how far it goes there. Right now, we have 650 something people in our Premier family. Okay? They're not all active all the time. So if you take it down to about 550 active or so, that's about $330,000 a year that we make from our Premier family, plus my own retail. And I made about $25,000 or so on my own retail last year, or maybe more. So, does this business work? Is it possible that is there great potential?
Yes.
Absolutely. But is there potential for someone who doesn't see it?
No.
Absolutely not. You've got to see it, you've got to know that it's there, and you've got to believe that it's possible. Because if you don't think it's possible and that you can do it, you won't. So, that is, I think, a really crucial thing in building a great business. Next, you need to know and believe in your purpose in Premier. Do you know what your purpose is in Premier? Is your purpose to enrich other lives, to make a difference while providing for your family? Is your purpose to enable you to stay home with your children while enriching lives and making financial? I'm hoping that all of you can see that I believe somewhere in that purpose needs to be making a difference in others' lives, enriching other lives. Because Andy Horner has always said, you can make all the money in the world and it's not enough. There has to be more. And that's how, to ultimately be really successful in Premier, you need to get it. You need to get what Premier really is. And, you know, if you go to a rally, you can see it a little. It's really making a difference in people's lives. It really, really is. And that goes all the way. We have executive director retreats, and literally we will spend the majority of the time talking about enriching lives and what we can do to help enrich the lives of the jewelers and all that. That comes straight from the top. Tim Horner is totally there. And you know what's exciting? Do you realize that just going out and having a jewelry show, that money goes to literally helping people all over the world? Isn't that thrilling? I mean, what you do is not just what you do. And that's the way most companies are. But when you are out there doing your business, not only is it enriching other people's lives, your life, it's also enriching people all over the world. That's awesome. I want you to pick up a handout that says the power of what you believe. Because all these things, you know, number 2 was you need to believe in your dream and be totally sold yourself. This is a handout from Randy Draper that really says it all. Because what you believe in yourself, do you believe you can do it? Do you believe you can make it? Do you believe Premier is a good thing in your life? Premier is positive, the potential is great in Premier, etc. What you believe is going to determine what you think about. Now, you know, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands, but honestly, how many of you thought, golly, I don't know if it's going to work for me? I don't know if it's going to work for me. I don't know if this can work. You start thinking like that, let me just tell you something. It takes about a nanosecond for you to just start spiraling down pretty fast, because what you believe determines what you think about. And if you think about those kinds of negative things a lot, it's going to affect your attitude. And your attitude, if you have a crummy attitude, that's going to absolutely impact your actions. You're going to walk in, you're not going to be passionate and convincing to somebody. They're going to think, this girl doesn't believe what she's talking about. You know, I mean, seriously, that's what happens. And what your actions are absolutely make your habits, which will determine your results. It all goes hand in hand. So that's why what you believe is so crucial. I think this is excellent, excellent. Okay, number 3. You need to learn to think like a champion. Learn to think like a champion. And I'm going to share some great information that came from an article I got from John Gordon, he's the guy that wrote Training Camp and The Energy Bus and The Seed and lots of great books. If you haven't read his books, he's fabulous. Easy reads. If you're not much of a reader, you can read little short paragraphs. It's great. But you know what? There are lots of, we've just been through the Olympics. You know, we've seen all these world-class athletes that, you know, do a phenomenal job. And of course, to do well in athletics, you've got to have some skill. But, you know, how many of you have seen 2 people that both are really good athletes, but why is one better than the other? It's because they think like a champion. And that is the truth. I know, I've seen it firsthand with 2 of our children. One, you know, our kids were all pretty good athletes, pretty decent athletes. But one of them was probably the best athlete. But that person, sex will remain unnamed, because this is on videotape. But, you know, that person really, she didn't care very much. Right. She really didn't care very much. And so, therefore, you know, she never really rose to her potential, and she had great potential. But, you know, those are the things that make a difference, because she just, you know, she didn't care that much. So, how do champions think? Write these down. These are great. Champions expect to win. I'm going to read you the first part and then talk about it. When they walk in, you know, when a champion walks into a room, a field, wherever they go, a jewelry show, a one-on-one, they walk in with high expectations. They expect that good things are going to come from this. Now, I know that everybody I talk to is not going to join Premier. I share the business with people all the time that don't sign up in Premier. But I go in thinking, she just might. This might be for her. I think she could do it. I think she'll win. That's how you've got to think. They expect success. and their positive beliefs often lead to positive actions and outcomes. They win first in their mind. You know, there's a lot of teachers in the room. Have y'all heard about the Pygmalion effect? You may have studied that as a teacher. This is a long-standing thing based on all sorts of studies and research. But there's a true element in what you expect. People rise to your expectations. And they're, you know, it's like a parents that have high expectations for their children. Those children are going to do a lot more than otherwise. You know, there was a study done in a classroom, and the teacher was told that the kids that they were going to have in their class were outstanding, gifted children academically. And so that's how she operated all year long. She treated them like they were gifted academically, that they were superstars in the classroom. That's how she treated them. By the end of that year, their test scores had risen dramatically because of what she expected and what she taught. And conversely, the other is true. If you don't expect much, you won't probably get much. Champions celebrate the small wins. By celebrating the small wins, champions gain the confidence to go after big wins. Big wins and big success happen through the accumulation of many small victories. So what does that mean? How does a champion think? That means, you know, if you're sharing the business, you've talked to 10 people in a row and nobody joins Premier. A champion is thinking, wow, I talked to 10 people this week. Or I talked to 10 people this month. You know, you're celebrating the small win. You're not focusing on the fact that nobody signed up yet. You're celebrating the small wins, and that builds you and keeps you going because you recognize that it's a process. You're learning from it. You're getting better. You know, all those kinds of things. Tag Short, who's a business and leadership expert, said the secret of our success is found in our daily agenda. So, are you winning every day in all the little things you do? Are you doing the little things that are right, that you can celebrate? You know, so celebrate your successes. Be excited about them. Woohoo! Call your upline. I love it when our downline calls me and says, I had the best show. I just loved it. I got 3 bookings. I'm like the biggest cheerleader. I'm so excited about that because that's fun. Celebrate the little wins and you'll move on and go on to the bigger wins. But a champion learns to not just celebrate the little wins and then get complacent and go and stop. A champion doesn't just make designer and then quit working and doing what it took to get to designer. A champion doesn't just make builder or make Jones rookie team and woohoo, I made Jones rookie team. Okay, I'm successful, I'm done. You know, a champion uses it to move them forward and keep going. So, celebrate the small wins. Champions don't make excuses when they don't win. They don't focus on the faults of others or on why they can't do something. They focus on what they can do. They realize that regardless of the situation, it's really up to them to do what they need to do to make it. You know, you can make excuses all day long. Any of us can. I was talking with a gal the other day who I hadn't seen in probably 2 or 3 years. And she's always just kind of like, you know, poo-poo that little jewelry thing. And she said to me, I just wanted to laugh, really. But she goes, are you still doing that jewelry thing? Oh, yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, it's good. And she said, well, you know, you got started right in the beginning. Nobody can be successful now with it. I looked around and said, you know what? I know people all over the country who are doing fantastic in Premier. I know somebody who just made 4 Diamond Designer in 3 years. But they have to believe that they can do it. And I didn't start in the beginning. Premier had been going on 6 or 7 years by the time I started. There were already 400, 500 people in Houston when I started doing Premier.
Do you have another battery pack?
Do I have a battery pack?
Or it's gonna go out?
No, but if you can run and ask David real quick.
I will.
You can ask him, we're up here.
Oh, there
He,
you go.
he said that we had 2 hours and he just charged the battery today.
It's going to.
That's interesting. Oh, I'm sorry for
Look,
people.
it's an eavesdrop.
But I would say, run like the wind. Okay, let me tell you something. Jane Francis, who, I don't know if y'all know who Jane Francis is. She's one of my dear friends in Premier. She's an executive director. She's a total dynamo. She was a full-time nurse working 60 hours a week. She had 3 young children. And she did 70 jewelry shows her first year in Premier. And she made executive director in like 9 years. Or 10 years or something like that. And guess what? The person that sponsored her got out like a couple months after she got in. And then the person she rolled up to got out of Premier too within a year. And then she rolled up to somebody else who didn't really know anymore. I mean, Jane Francis had 0 support, nothing. You know what she did? She would she'd register for Rally herself because she knew she needed it. She'd go to Rally, she'd seek out the people she saw that were doing well and successful, and she'd go find out what they were doing. And she did what she needed to do and didn't make excuses. I have people come to me all the time, my sponsor doesn't help me. I'm like, well, do it yourself. She's not going to do it for you. Come to me. Talk to me. I'll help you. I'll do whatever I can do. So if you'll pick up that handout that you've got there, I want to show you a great handout with great ideas from Eileen Meckler. It says the top 10 excuses people use and the top 10 positive thoughts. Okay? And Eileen Meckler she's kind of like a Belinda Ellsworth. She's an expert in the direct sales industry. And she has lots of great verbiage. And Gail Foster absolutely swears by her. Is it working now? Okay, good. I'm sorry, folks, we lost the battery, but we're using the top 10 excuses people use and the top 10 positive thoughts. Thank you, Danita. Okay, but I'm not going to go through all this, but I did want you to know, look at what some of these say. You'll recognize some of them. I can't find time to work my business during the summer. Well, sharing about your business can be done in 30 seconds or less. You can share with somebody at the pool. You can share with somebody at the grocery store. You can share with somebody anywhere. You know, you don't have to be out doing a show to be working your business. Nobody wants to book a party. Is it that nobody wants a party, or is it that you ask a few people and decide they represent the entire world? You know, doing 2 parties every week for 52 weeks equal 104 hostesses, or 3 a week is 156 hostesses. Think about sharing with 5 people every day, 25 a week, 100 a month, 1,200 a year. 1,000 people can say no, and you can still be very happy and successful. Okay, so I mean, there's all sorts of ways to look at it. I can't attend trainings. Ask yourself, what do I need to do so that I can be sure I'm at our next training? That means I need to line up childcare. You don't have, how many meetings are we having for this entire 6 weeks? 2. That's it. You know, can you get childcare for 2 meetings in 6 weeks? If you want to, you can, and you can think positively about it. And I know that because I'm a mom, and I raised 3 children, and I absolutely put them, I mean, my kids thought I was too much in their face. Okay, so I mean, I put them top notch. I ran and changed things all over the place to make it to my kids' events. They knew it, but I found babysitters when I needed to have babysitters. You know, so you can do what you need to do. So I'm shy, or I work full time. I know that working full-time and building a business can be challenging at times, but think about it as a challenge, though, and not a burden. Think positive thoughts. Working on a business can give you lots of choices. Believe that you are so fortunate to have found an opportunity that can work alongside your family and other activities. So I encourage you to go home, read through these excuses, think of yourself, have I had any of these? Because we probably all have. And what can I do to have a more positive outlook about it? Okay? And then champions focus on what they get to do, not what they have to do. They see their life and work as a gift, not an obligation. They know that if they want to achieve a certain outcome, they must commit to and appreciate the process. They may not love every minute of their journey, but their attitude and will helps them develop their skill. So let me ask you a few questions. Do you say to yourself, I have to do a show tonight? Oh my gosh, I got to go do a show. I don't get to be with my family. I don't get it. Or do you think to yourself, I get to do a show tonight. I am so thankful the Lord provided this show for us. There may be somebody there that needs this. You know, that's a whole different outlook there, one versus the other. What's going to make you successful? I get to go do a show tonight. It's an outlook. You know, are we thankful that God provided this show, or are we frustrated that something is taking up our time and taking it away because I'm already tired? Or how about I have to go to this meeting tonight? Okay, how many of you thought about that before you go? You don't have to raise your hand. But I know we all think that way sometimes, don't we? But if we can just turn it and be positive, I'm so glad. I know I'm tired right now, but I'm so glad I get to go, and I know it will inspire me. And I know that I'll be better because of it. That will make a difference in how we feel. Evaluate yourself and be careful what you focus on. And finally, champions believe they will experience more wins in the future. Their faith is greater than their fear. Their positive energy is greater than the chorus of negativity that is all around us. Their certainty is greater than all their doubt. Their passion and purpose are greater than their challenges. And in spite of their situation, champions believe their best days are ahead of them, not behind them. Basically, they live with a positive attitude. I hope we all believe that our best days are ahead of us. And if you'll look just on the back of that sheet you just had, those 10 excuses. Some of you that came to a leadership meeting saw these before, but I love this, 11 benefits of being positive in your life. Positive people live longer. In a study of nuns, the nuns that were positive lived 10 years longer than the other. Positive work environments outperform negative work environments all the time. Positive, optimistic salespeople sell more than pessimistic salespeople. Positive leaders are able to make better decisions under pressure. Marriages are more likely to succeed when you have a 5-to-1 positive to negative ratio versus a 1-to-1. If it's 1-to-1 negative to positive, you're in trouble. So positive really makes a difference. Positive people regularly express positive emotions and are more resilient when facing stress, challenges, and adversity. Positive people are able to maintain a broader perspective and see the big picture, which helps them identify solutions, whereas negative people maintain a narrower perspective and tend to focus on problems. Positive thoughts and emotions counter the negative effects of stress. For example, you can't be thankful and stressed at the same time. Positive emotions such as gratitude and appreciation help athletes perform at a higher level. Positive people have more friends, which are a key factor of happiness and longevity. Positive and popular leaders are more likely to garner the support of others and receive pay raises and promotions and achieve greater success in the workplace. It's true. It's true. Positive people will do better. So ladies, those are some really key elements to success in Premier, in this next 6 weeks, and in life. Do you think you can have that kind of outlook even for the next 6 weeks? I mean, I hope that every one of us can do it. And let me just end quickly with number 4. Finally, We need to clearly define our dreams and then take action. So I want to share with you one final little excerpt from this book that says, getting your dreams out of your head in order to gain clarity is critical, yet for many it's the hardest step. Remember, a dream is simply something that you want, but since our minds are filled with agendas, lists, and worst of all, reasons why we don't believe we can have what we want, talking about them and writing them down is the first step toward achieving them. Believe in your dreams by overcoming limiting beliefs. If you don't believe in your dreams, no one else will either. The way to deepen your belief is to overcome obstacles, including fear and doubt. Finally, demonstrate that you really do believe by taking action. This is critical because without action, dreams are simply nice ideas. Once you are clear about what you want and believe in yourself and your dreams, strategy is the easiest part. And that is what we're going to be doing with this Disney Diva Dash, which is DDD. So I'm going to be calling it 3D for short, okay? So I don't have to say that word 3 times. So 3D is what we're doing. And so to be able to do great in this challenge, you're going to want to be increasing your CV, your commission volume. You are going to want to be building it up as much as you can. And Missy Glass is going to come and share with us how to increase your CV. And then Deborah Ray is going to share just a few quick minutes as well.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah, it's okay. We'll talk later.
Can we send everybody to stretch?
Yes, everybody stand up and stretch. Are you falling asleep? You can pause it. For sure.